couple of weeks ago, Dan Savage, the force behind the It Gets Better campaign and MTV's Savage U, was invited to speak to students at the National High School Journalism Conference. While he did speak about journalism, he also went a bit off topic. Take a look.
We can learn to ignore the bullshit in the Bible about gay people the same way we have learned to ignore the bullshit in the Bible about shellfish, about slavery, about dinner, about farming, about menstruation, about virginity, about masturbation. We ignore bullshit in the Bible about all sorts of things.
Who knew that student would get that perfect shot of students literally just passing the corner frame as you see Dan Savage in the other corner?
See in the United Nations, but it was quite a statement.
Oh yeah, well, as you could see from the video, people were walking out, and he continued to call those people walking out on him, quote, pansy-asses. I've never even heard someone use that word. Yeah. Now, no one can deny the tremendous effects he has had on the anti-bullying movement, but did Dan Savage go too far? Did he become a bully? Like or dislike, Derek?
I completely dislike it. And the reason why is because, first of all, he's talking to kids. And it's a group of high school kids. Some of them are maybe 13, 14 years old. To go there and use profanity, it's completely unnecessary. The other interesting thing is if you watch the whole video, the argument he's making is a very wise argument. Yeah. He's saying that there are all kinds of things in the Bible that we don't take seriously. Why is it this one? That's something people could talk about. But as soon as you come out and insult them and everything they believe in by saying the Bible is X, you know, and using profane language, you cut off that dialogue. And you are now doing this as a grown man, older than any of us, to a bunch of kids. That does seem like bullying, and he could have totally made the point without doing it.
All right, like or dislike, TM?
I dislike, because here's the thing. I always feel like teachers are so, and speakers are, especially to kids, like you say, are so impactful. And I actually don't like when teachers enforce their political views on kids. I don't think that's fair. Same thing with religion. I don't think you should enforce, because they're so impressionable, what you believe onto them. Let them figure it out. Yes, talk about the bullying. That's amazing. He's doing great work with this. But in showing what your view is so narrowly really does shut up the rest of the conversation. And that is such it's a detriment. And it's not fair for the person listening who's sitting there having their beliefs shattered.
Yeah, and it's really irresponsible and contrary to what he says he's promoting, because there are kids there that are being bullied right now, before he got there, and everyone's having this conversation. Now he's gonna leave. If he set the stage for them to ask questions and think deeply about this, maybe it helps to remove some of the bullying there. But when you come out and you act like, oh, everyone who disagrees with us, what you believe is BS.
Pitting them against each other.
Yeah, now they're, exactly, the bullying is only gonna be worse. Why would you seed that with those children?
Yeah. Well, and making fun of the people leaving, that's not nice.
Yeah,
does this take, question back to you guys, does this take out some of the It's Get Better, the heat and momentum behind that campaign? Does that diffuse it at all?
I don't believe so. I don't believe, to be honest, it's kind of like, you know, the Coney thing, you know, where it's like.
That was a bit extreme.
That was an extreme. but what I'm saying is that.
Whole different conversation.
What I'm saying is that, all right, hold on. What I'm saying is the fact that he's doing great work. And you don't necessarily, you can have the person who's like the figurehead, more so, and his personal things that go wrong, fine. But he's doing great work.
Well, this opened the Pandora's box, though, for the people that did not support him, right?
Yeah. Oh
so we had people hashtagging.
I mean, there was a whole, like, people were tweeting at fake Dan Savage, which is his Twitter handle of all things, which is the verified Twitter for him. But they were saying at Viacom, he needs to be fired. There's this whole, like, fire Dan Savage campaign going on, which you know, it's how they're reacting.
I wouldn't say he should be fired, because he didn't do anything on his show. This is in his personal life. But I think that, and I agree with you, the movement is much bigger, and you just had the movie Bully coming out, and a lot of people talking about these things, and I think that we should be more supportive of kids, but that adults need to model the behavior we want these kids to engage in. And for an adult to go out there and categorically insult a bunch of children is childish and stupid, and we shouldn't be we shouldn't denounce the movement because of that, but we should always be thinking about what's the point. The point is to make the lives of kids better. How do we do that?
Yes. All right, well, well, he has apologized, actually. He did apologize on his blog, so you can go to that on The Stranger online, saying, he, quote, "I did not attack Christianity, I attacked hypocrisy." the whole thing is, why create an attack against anything? Create a conversation. I like his activism online. I love what he's doing. I just dislike the way he handled this situation.
It was all the delivery. If
Yes.
he had said
Execution,
it,
my
'cause
friend.
this is the other last point.
Yes.
He was there talking about how people should respect his view even if they disagree with it, and he did it with total disrespect.
It wasn't
It's
like, put your hands up, let's ask questions or
yeah,
comments.
it's
Anyway.
ridiculous.